Yo, yo, yo. Hello, higher self. Hello, eccentric. Hello, Facebook and Instagram and whoever else runs into this beautiful video. This is an energy update for the month of May 2019. We are going to take this slow so that I don't miss anything because there's a lot of information. By the way, my name is Josie, if you don't know who I am. So the month of May is it's a lot of stuff, y'all. Okay? I mean, I already know y'all feel it. It's a whole bunch of stuff happening in May. Some of these things happened the very tail end of April. So we're kind of like headed toward the thick of it. You know what I mean? So let's start with the talk of the town. That's what I want to call it. The retrogrades. Now, I'm not going to talk about which sign that the planets are in right now because, as y'all know, I deal with Vedic astrology and there's a whole bunch of mainstream astrology out there, and I don't want to confuse anybody, so we're going to get real general with this. Okay, we're going to stay general. Okay, so Saturn retrograded April 30th, right? Pluto retrograded April 24th. And Uranus has been retrograde since January 1st of 2019. Now, we are dealing with these particular transits in the month of May, like all three of them are affecting us on quite an intense level, especially when you're thinking about Pluto, because that's where you're going to get your major intensity from, okay? So here's the deal. Saturn deals with karma. It's going to reward you, or it's going to put some stuff in your face that you thought you got away with. Okay? Either way it goes, Saturn is telling you to handle your stuff. Whether it be healing, whether it be retribution, whether you're just being rewarded because you've been handling your business. Okay? That's what Saturn wants. You don't get to fail with Saturn. Saturn wants you to have integrity and handle your business, whether it be, mundane or spiritual. And if you've been doing what you're supposed to be doing for yourself, not supposed to be doing, just generally. No, if you've been on the right track for whatever your path is for your soul, then you're probably going to be reaping some of these rewards that Saturn has for you. So understand, with all of this karmic energy flying around, you could be one of those people that's experiencing negative karma, and you could also be experiencing dharma, the positive karma, right? Like at the same time. Good things can be happening for you, but you're also losing a lot of stuff. That is actually normal for the situation that's happening right now with Saturn being retrograde. Now, Saturn wants you to have a solid foundation. That's why failure is not an option. Saturn is going to make sure that you work hard and you have your ducks in a row and there's order and there's a strong structure there. So guess what? Saturn is going to tell Pluto, hey, come tear this stuff up. If you're not right, if the foundation's not right, Saturn is going to subcontract Pluto to come and do a demolition. And Saturn is going to keep subcontracting Pluto to tear your stuff up until you get it right. Okay? Because Saturn is all about longevity. Now, before Saturn and Pluto started cutting up, Uranus went retrograde. Now, what I want y'all to understand about retrograde planets is a lot of times, especially with Pluto, the transformation is happening within you, inside of you. You're not really going to see a lot of physical transformation outside of you when Pluto is retrograde. Okay? So when Uranus goes retrograde, guess what? There's a lot of stuff happening inside of you. Your higher self is speaking to you more. You're able to pick up on that more. You have a lot of awakening happening within you. Okay? A lot of epiphanies, a lot of ideas, a lot of all of the Uranus type stuff happening where you're like really starting to think about the future and wanting to have freedom and all kinds of stuff. So it's like Saturn and Pluto, what they did was they kind of aggravated that. When they went retrograde, you were already like, man, I need freedom. Man, I'm tired of the same old, same old. Uranus is triggering you to say, I'm done with this. I need something new. I need something fresh, right? And then Pluto's all like, hell yeah, let's tear some things down. We about to build some new stuff. And Saturn's all like, and we gonna make sure it lasts. So your whole damn life can probably be up under construction right now. And what I also want to address with these retrogrades is that when planets are in transit, especially if they're transiting or aspecting your first house, you will feel this energy. So it's not just, oh, stuff is happening around you or stuff is happening in your life. No, it's also happening to you. Remember, we still have ascension going on. Okay? So even though we have our little downloads and things like that and our ascension symptoms, it's even aggravated more when the planets transit at certain times, aspecting your first house or anything that deals with your body. So some of you, as far as your symptoms are concerned, you could be dealing with feeling like your bones and your joints and stuff, you're stiff. You could be feeling that. You could feel like your whole body is just gonna break. you know you could have teeth problems because this is Saturn ruled stuff, right? You're either going to be dealing with mineral deficiencies or even to the extent of your blood. There's all kinds of things that can be affected just by Saturn alone. So if you're having any of these issues, with your bones, teeth, your minerals, your blood, it's very important that you do things that encourage circulation, encourage flexibility, encourage hydration. Because hydration is not just about drinking water. You need to make sure that you are supporting yourself with minerals. You may need more minerals now than you usually do. Okay? So that is some of the stuff that Saturn can, bring about as far as your body is concerned and how you feel, right? And with Pluto in the mix, Pluto is dealing with, the sacral chakra stuff, the sex organs, creation, creativity. So, there you can be dealing with themes of pregnancies, STIs, low sex drive, high sex drive, things like that, because Pluto is in the mix. Kundalini for sure. Those kinds of energies, right? And my recommendation for you, of course, is to be mindful of who you're exchanging energy with. Number one, because you can open yourself up to have attachments that you really don't need right now. Number two, of course, protect yourself if you have new partners or whatever the case may be. If you don't want to get pregnant, you better, do what you need to do about that, because you could be very fertile, right? Dealing with this Pluto energy. Some of you may be the complete opposite with the fertility. You may be having issues. Like if you're trying, there may be a blockage there because Saturn is causing that blockage. Okay? Again, Saturn wants you to do it right. just not do it because you want to so bad. Saturn wants you to do it right. So if you're experiencing issues with fertility and things like that, it ain't time yet. Take your time with yourself. You know what I mean? um Pluto is also going to govern, resources and manifestation. Again, if you don't have the integrity that Saturn wants you to have, then using Pluto energy, using that sacral energy, using any energy to manifest and create is going to be more difficult than it usually is. This energy just makes everything feel like it's harder, way harder than normal. So it's kind of like an abnormal reaction to the same things that have been happening, but now it's just everything just seems hard. Okay? And again, like I told you, Uranus has been retrograde since January 1st. Uranus is the awakener. Uranus is actually the one that's giving you all the insights and clues. So meditation is going to be very important right now in the month of May, because Uranus is trying to make it easier for you to listen to your higher self, while Pluto is tearing everything up and Saturn is trying to make you get right. So you really got to tap into that Uranian energy, okay? But one thing Uranus is also doing, because Pluto is aggravating the situation, okay? Because it wasn't this bad before Pluto went retrograde. I'm blaming Pluto for this one. Uranus rules your nervous system, electricity, okay? And also the higher mind. Now, these are my notes. These are my beliefs and things like that. So I'm not telling y'all that these things are concrete. I placed these key things with these planets because of my intuitive guidance, okay? So I'm not telling you that Uranus is just rules this and that, blah, blah, blah. No. So place this where you want to. Take it or leave it. But Uranus, for me, rules the nervous system and the higher mind. And through Pluto knocking everything down, through Saturn telling you, you have to take this test over again, Uranus is telling you, but you can use the book. This is an open book test. Uranus is trying to help you through all of this by giving you the information, but you can't get to it if you're not stilling the mind and tapping into your higher self. So you do have help. You can get through this. Now, as far as your physical system is concerned, this is uncomfortable. Again, you could be having migraines. You could be having energy shooting out of your freaking fingers, limbs. If you're an energy healer, you could be getting upgrades to your abilities and your hands could be burning. You could be having all kinds of different energetic discharges. And it's been really tough to ground lately because Gaia is no longer sitting just at a certain Schumann resonance anymore. Just going outside and standing in the grass is not going to cut it, because we're being conditioned to start to be able to live in a higher frequency. So I don't know what to tell y'all about the grounding thing. I'm wearing shungite and it feels really, really good. And I've been sleeping with my shungite. So there may be some crystals that may help you, and I'm not telling you to not go out and ground. Hey, if it works for you, it works for you. But it's been a lot tougher to ground lately because of the Schumann resonance being off the chain, okay? Some of you may have a easier time connecting with higher beings, i.e. Extraterrestrials and things like that, because of Uranus and Pluto and Saturn being retrograde. It's always when things get tough and difficult that you're more open to spiritual guidance. I don't know why that is, but it's like that. So yeah, that's what I wanted to give y'all about the retrogrades that are happening right now and how they're acting and how they're affecting you. Water is going to be a big deal. You may need more water. You may need more minerals. Spring water is always a good choice. Spring water, because you have your water and your minerals together. Fruits and vegetables. Even if you're a meat eater, still stack those fruits and vegetables. Eat more of the fruits and vegetables along with whatever else you eat. Start to seek out foods that are superfoods, that are packed with minerals and vitamins, because your body needs the support. Just like a pregnant woman has to take prenatal vitamins to help her, or intake more vitamins to help her because she's growing another human. Okay. Your body's going to need more support. You are changing. Okay, you are changing. And with this trifecta of retrogrades, whether, however you want to look at it, you're coming into more physical abilities that are outside of the metaphysical. It's like a marriage between the physical and the metaphysical. This is where we see things like pyrokinesis, and what do you call it, levitation, and all of those other abilities, those actual physical abilities. And some of you may very well be freaked out by yourself because there are some abilities coming online. Pluto can be extreme. Uranus can be very sudden. So out of nowhere, you may realize that you're doing something that you weren't able to do before, and you may have a moment, and that's okay. That is totally fine, right? Or some of your abilities that you've already been using are just stronger and easier to use right now. That has a very big chance of happening. Okay. Now the new moon was May 4th, and today is still the 4th. It's just late at night. So we had the new moon today, and the 3rd, the 2nd, around May 2nd, I started feeling this energy, and this is the best way I can describe it to y'all. The energy that I've started feeling is when you're going into astral travel and your body is separating, like you're trying to separate your body from your actual physical body, and it's like this train rumbling vibration type, very just uncomfortable feeling, right? And then I explained it a different way, like if there was a train on a track at a complete stop and you're behind it trying to push it and make it go, and it's going but it's scraping against the tracks. I've had that uncomfortable feeling since May 2nd. That's when I first felt it. I haven't been comfortable since. I've been having headaches, all kinds of stuff. My teeth were hurting earlier today, so I feel y'all on these ascension symptoms. Oh man. So I wanted to point out the rest of the 11 days. These are activation days. The days that equal 11 in the month of May, as far as numerology is concerned, are Mother's Day, which is May 12th, the 21st, and the 30th. Those are the remaining 11 days that we have, or activation days that we have for May. And on those days, there's higher paranormal activity, there's higher spiritual activity. I call them activation days because a lot of times on these days that equal up to 11, that's when your downloads start to unzip and information starts to be dispersed throughout your body, throughout your experience. So, we have our downloads whenever we have them, but on 11 days, that's when they start to actually, the files start to unzip and you feel it and you experience it, okay? That's why I call them activation days. Information is actually coming to the conscious mind or the conscious body, and it's being dispersed, it's being opened. It's not necessarily being dished out, but it's not just sitting there in a zip file either. Things are being moved around. Those are high spiritual activity days, high energetic activity days. Again, those are that for the month of May. It's the 12th, which is Mother's Day, the 21st, and the 30th. Those are all activation days for the month of May. Okay, so another thing that I've noticed, and it's not just me, and that's why I chose to go ahead and say these numbers. So some of you may resonate and some of you may not. But the angel numbers for the month of May are 555, 222, 88, or 888. Okay? Again, because there's major life changes happening. There's changes that you know about that are happening that are not happening the way that they would normally happen, right? And then there's abundance coming in. And then for some people, there's an amount of abundance coming in that they are not even expecting. Okay, there's regular abundance, and then there's, whoa, is this real? So there's a lot happening right now as far as the month of May is concerned. And I can't stress to you enough, rest. Don't push yourself. Get your minerals. Drink your spring water, right? Eat your vegetables and your fruit. Listen to your body. Meditate. Listen to your higher mind. And actively combat negative thoughts by listening to your affirmations, writing out your own affirmations. There's so many different ways. Doing guided meditations. Okay, you're gonna have to be proactive in May, because you will feel like you're being attacked. You will feel like somebody is using a remote control in your life, to where things just seem to be happening that are like not in your control, especially with your body. One moment you may feel happy and high energy, the next you gotta lay down. And all of this is happening because you're going through some massive upgrades and you've got abilities coming online. Of course, be discerning, but understand that even when you feel like you're being attacked or somebody's like infiltrating your energy or whatnot, that's Uranus. That is Uranus. Okay? And Uranus is trying to wake you up physically, mentally, spiritually. Like, it's like getting shocked with the ding, what do you call it? With a crash cart, whenever Uranus feels like doing it, Some of you may even be sensitive with electronics, and some of you may be experiencing electronics malfunctioning. Okay? That's a lot of that Uranus and Pluto energy working together. Really trying to get you to pay attention. Okay? Everything's being shaken up, but eventually it has to settle. Right? It's going to settle. But until it does, do what you need to do for yourself and for the others around you. Always try to stay in a place of love, come from love, try to understand before you just react, because this energy is kind of like a hot August day where you don't want nobody to try you and you ready to slap somebody if they even come at you left. This energy is quite uncomfortable, but when you come out of it, you are going to feel more powerful, because that's what Pluto does. You're going to feel more stable, because that's what Saturn does. And you're definitely going to feel like you've got some kind of wisdom or enlightenment of some sort. You're going to feel more connected to your higher self when you come out of all of this. But it's necessary. And I feel like the 22nd is going to be a very interesting day per the energy. Mother's Day is going to be interesting as well. I can't tell you the details. They're just giving me the dates to tell y'all. So Mother's Day is the 12th. And then the 22nd of May. Those 2 days are going to be quite, they said spectacular. I ain't ready. I'm right here with y'all. I'm not ready. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I think that's enough energy for one video, enough information. I thank my beautiful guides. Man. Remember, as always, you are the authority. Place these things where they belong in your life. Come from a space of love first. Rest when you need to rest. Support your body, mind, and spirit through water, minerals, peace, meditation, whatever you do, right? And yeah, try not to freak yourself out or freak others out. Everything is going to be just fine. At least that's what I tell myself, right? We're all in this together. Everything is going to be good, loves. We didn't make it this far to just, freak out and throw in the towel. So hopefully this has helped y'all. And I'm going to let you go. I had to shoot this video while I had the energy because I was asleep today. So, but yeah. Have a beautiful May. Good night.